for those at home who don't know, what happens is we probably spend more time filming podcasts between podcasts than we do during podcasts.
We do 17 in a day. We record 2.
We record 2.
I wish
we have great conversations.
We should
Let's
just
stop
hit
talking.
record.
We got to hit record. This is fun stuff for us.
Yeah.
We were just talking about dickheads.
The candy?
Those are warheads. The sour ones?
That's what you think?
The pucker factor? Do that for me.
No. You did that. That's a dickhead.
You know what we were talking about on today's episode that we just talked about where we're going to rehash the whole thing is
I love this.
Those who present themselves as good people so that they feel
think
good
they're doing
and
good.
think they're good who are not actually good.
Sinners.
Let's get into it.
Let's cheers to sinning. No, sinners.
Big cheers. Here's how this started.
Interesting opening.
We were talking about the movie American Gangster, Russell Crowe, Denzel
I
Washington.
like this. No one's gonna know that.
They'll know this reference. You're the only person who doesn't watch movies. So I'll paint the picture. He's a New York City cop where all cops are corrupt. He finds $1 million in the trunk of a car. He turns in all $1 million. The police force, the gangsters, even his captain are mad at him and say, "What are you doing?" Everybody's on the take. The second you say you're not,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? You're
Yep.
painting the... So then a month later, he's fighting for custody of his kid in court. And his wife looks at him and says, "You think you're a good person because you turned in $1 million because you're an honest cop?
And yet,
What you did by being an honest cop was you bought yourself the illusion of being a good person, when in reality, you're a philanderer, you're a cheater, you're a bad father, an adulterer, but everybody thinks you're a good person because you turned in this money. One good act doesn't negate the fact that you're an asshole."
Yeah.
That's what I want to talk about. Did we already cheers to the let's get into it?
yes.
Well, let's get into it
Do it again.
So I got to tell you a fun story, Jeff, right? About during COVID times. The world's up in arms. Small businesses like mine at the time were going under. Everybody's striving for $1. We're selling off assets.
Yeah.
My building was located beside the local food bank. And one day on a random Wednesday afternoon at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, we are selling off an asset, to pay the mortgage that month. We're selling an air hockey table. It's 500 pounds. We got 4 guys. We pull up the trailer to a truck in the back of our building so that 4 of us can lift it out on there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, when I bought that air hockey table and set up my nightclub and all these other things, I didn't think to myself, someday I'm going to be selling this to pay rent.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. It's the harsh reality of the time. So we're loading this up into the back. A feat that would take 4 guys 20 to 25 minutes. One of the guys comes back inside and says, "There's a lady outside yelling at us." I said, "What do you mean?" "She's delivering food to the local food bank next door. It's Wednesday and she has 20 boxes to carry in." So I walk outside and I say, "Is there a problem?" Nicely.
Nope.
"I understand there's a situation. Can I help you out?" "Yes, you need to move this truck right now. I have 20 boxes to move in." And I said, "Well, first of all, this is just so you know, you have to walk the length of a pickup truck. So 18 feet, another 3 feet, and then another 18 feet back to deliver those 20 boxes or go in the front door. Those are your 2 options." But being the polite person that I am, I say, "I'll tell you what, we're only going to be about another 20 minutes. If you sit back and do whatever you got to do, we will get this loaded. And then the 4 of us will help you carry all 20 of those boxes in." And this woman crossed her arms with her little mask on, and you couldn't see the frump in her face, but you could see it in her brow. And how about I call the police right now? And at that point is when I lose it. You know what? Call the... Oh, wait. Where's your... Call police. You...
Yeah.
What I wanted to say there was bitch.
Why is that always the thing? Go to.
So the thing is... Yeah. Go ahead. By the time the police come, we'll have had this loaded. And
Unloaded
you're gone
your
already.
van,
But the point is... Be patient, be kind. So at this point, and maybe it was the times, the COVID time, the vid times catching up with me. But what I said was,
I know why.
"Hey, lady," and I unleashed, and it was everything unleashed on her. And I said, "Hey, lady, you think you were a good person because today you're delivering 20 boxes of food to the food bank, and that buys you a get out of jail free card for being a cunt?"
I'll see you next.
The point is, you're not a good person. A good person would say, "Thanks, gentlemen. I'll sit back here and wait 20 minutes until you guys help me load this in." Because we were willing to do so. She goes to, and I said this to her, "You get to go to church every Sunday and put your tenth in the offering plate.
Tithing.
Tithe. You put your tithe in the offering plate, and you run the projector, and you donate food to the food bank, and you get to tell your family, "I'm a good person."
Yep.
A good person would have waited 20 minutes, or helped us load the truck, or anything, guided traffic around us. What you wanted was the recognition for doing the good things you do, when in reality, you're a horrible person.
Yeah.
So don't put on this face mask and pretend, "Look at me."
Yep.
Because you're not good. And to this day, I see these people and I think, no, you're not a good person. You don't get Citizen of the Year award.
It never goes away.
It doesn't.
I think you hold that. You'll hold that vision to that person to the day.
You know the difference between me and them is I will absolutely pass a kid's lemonade stand and buy lemonade.
Yeah.
I will. I'm not a good person, Jeff, right?
I know. I know.
I'm the first person to swear or do dishonest. I cheat on my taxes. I don't know if I told you this. Should I say this on air? Sometimes I cheat on my taxes.
Amy, I'm by the book.
I swear. I may be a bit opinionated. I may say things that other people think, oh.
But you own it.
But you know what? I stop and I buy lemonade from lemonade stands.
God,
I help
you're
old
that
ladies
person.
across the street. I hold doors open for other people. I don't do it
You're the person we're talking about.
for recognition, Jeff, right?
Yep.
I do it because it makes me feel good to do so. I'm the first person to watch somebody in an alleyway load a trailer. Can I give you guys a hand, and then maybe you can help me afterwards carry this food in? What I'm not is a person who says, "I'm going to call the cops if you don't move this trailer right now," but I'm going to pretend I'm good because I'm donating food. Screw you.
Yeah. So a couple of things on that. Interestingly enough, I'm a big believer on, it's all on how statements are presented. So she could have easily said, "Hey, I'm in a bit of a hurry. My husband's in the hospital. I got to go.
Valid.
My daughter's pregnant or something, having a baby, or I got to go to a meeting. I don't want to be that person, but would you mind if you pulled out, grabbed your stuff and threw it in?" That's fair.
Valid.
You would have been okay.
How you deliver the mail.
You would have been fine, good to go. The problem is that you single-handedly closed Bill's Pizza.
And there we go.
There's
Nope, I don't even know what that button did.
you want that one?
I shot Bill in the forehead.
So now everybody hates you.
Such a dick.
The other thing, this leads into my thing, and this is actually become controversial, which I never thought would be. If you are, this has come up quite often, and it's something that I honestly believed it one way, and then through conversations, I've had multiple people actually say things different, which made me like, okay, so there's more versions of this. My belief is if you are genuinely donating something or gifting something or helping a cause out, you don't tell anybody.
Right.
That to me is
We're buying pizza for homeless today. You don't got to put it on camera and let the world know. You're doing it because you want to feed the homeless, or you're doing it for recognition?
We used to actually, that's what came up the other day. Something, was it the mayor of our town did Meals on Wheels. I'm going to guess this person has no idea what Meals on Wheels even is. Went and did a photo op of, I'm going to deliver this today. That's my only thing. But did a photo op, did the whole thing with it. We used to do it with the organization I am with. And they used to do the same thing. Well, once a year, we'll do a photo op of you guys delivering these Meals on Wheels. And I always refused. And I always said, I don't want, it's not, that's
All
not
I
what,
want is
that's
the
not
old
what I'm
people
here
to
for.
eat. I'm here with what the old people can eat.
That's what I'm here. No, so, and that's where my beliefs came in, that if you're going to do good and don't tell anybody. And then that makes it more true. My wife has a good statement about that too. I wish I could remember what it was, but it made.
My wife said something smart one time, but that's not important right now.
But it was almost biblical of what it was, but it made sense. It was the reason why there's a reason why you don't want that sort of recognition. But the standard belief is if you require any sort of recognition, then it's not a truthful act. So, but I've had many arguments on that it's still doing a good deed.
You're still doing a good deed. My son asked about, you ever heard of Ryan's Well?
Well, like the kid that fell down?
No, that's Jessica. We were young. Fell down a well. Little Timmy, Lassie.
Timmy and Lassie, yeah.
Yeah, but there was a Jessica that fell down the well.
Yeah.
I watched the thing about
The little kid, yeah.
Ryan's Well. So this is
Amy.
an interesting thing. This kid said there's no water in Africa, and I want to raise money to dig a well in Africa. And then he said, you know what? Instead of doing that, going to raise awareness. So what he did, and this is, I mean, a grade 6 student. So he started, I'm going to paraphrase, but let's say he sold stuffed animals to make enough money to buy a well. And then what he did was he made this national campaign and said, we're selling stuffed animals, made no profit off of it at all, right? But he said, instead of digging one well, let's see if we can dig 1,000 wells and get awareness. So he made this campaign out where I think it's called the Ryan's Well thing, and somebody can, I hope somebody looks into it afterwards and corrects me, because basically what he did was, instead of digging one well, he created an awareness and a campaign that dug 1,000 wells.
Yeah.
And this is one grade 6 student that
That's
did this,
cool.
that made this difference. They always talk about celebrities. Oprah, she could afford to spend $100 million to bail out Hawaii that just burned down, or she could get 500 million worldwide followers to donate $1 a piece. Yeah. And that's more valuable than her,
I think so,
hard-earned money. She's doing a service. You know what I mean? I tend to agree.
No, she should give her money out.
You just talked about the mayor of Tillsonburg. Yeah. Why not take the photo opportunity? And
I don't think the mayor of Tillsonburg.
Oh, you didn't? If it was, for example, hey, Deb. If it was, for example, here's the point. I don't think that our mayor would call the press and say, I'm about to give away food today. Please come take a picture.
They do.
No, I don't think they do.
Their press does.
I think small businesses do for awareness, but I think the press takes advantage of, hey, this is what the constituent... this goes back to all politicians are this. Shaking hands, kissing babies, and cutting ribbons. That's what politicians are. That's what they do. That's Obama. It doesn't mean they get things done. It means they're in the presses as we are the normal person. Now, we're small politics.
That's fake. We all know that's fake. That's all 1,000% fake.
Yeah.
So that getting your picture taken at the Helping Hand Food Bank is not real.
It's a press thing, right? Yeah. But at the same time, I mean, I am the son of a guy who's 30 years in politics who, when he goes down and he reads at the cenotaph every Remembrance Day, he genuinely holds his heart in his hand and says, I remember. And he's very valid in truth about it.
Sure.
It's not a hard thing that the press is also taking his picture saying, here he is, deputy mayor, but it's great press, but it's not why he does it.
I think that's a different version of it. Like that really is I don't know. It's an interesting conversation about it, but I strongly believe that the people that, and they do, because I know for sure, because they could easily go take that food and drop it off unanimous.
If you want the homeless to have shelter.
Anonymous.
Put them in your basement for the night. Unanimous.
This
is good Kool-Aid you're drinking today. We were allowed to say whiskey, just not the brand.
Yeah. This is different.
Well,
this is Canadian whiskey.
Yeah, this is Canadian whiskey.
Unanimous.
Here's another thing, and we talked. And I don't care if these people watch this episode or not, because it's a true story.
It's our personal opinion.
It's our personal opinion. We have me personally. I was just recently dealt with somebody where they came to me and said, "We need your help. I'm a landlord. We need you to move in a problem child,
an slumlord.
Yep." An ex-addict who we vouch for. The church is behind them. We're behind them. And blah blah blah.
I've had
we are great people, and you can call on us to help. And I said, I'm uncomfortable. I know the reality of the situation. I know that this ex-addict is probably going to fall off the wagon again, and I know that there's going to be problems. But I'm not comfortable with the situation. Keith, don't worry. We got their backs. You can trust us because we're from the church. We go to church every Sunday. We donate money to the food bank. Yeah. We're on the board of directors and Citizen of the Year. Mm-hmm. Oh, sounds great. Let's move this former addict, homeless person into the building. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, they're not a former addict anymore. They're an addict.
They're full on. Yeah.
And I'm having people pooping in the laundry room. Yeah. I'm having people spray painting walls. I'm having police on the daily visit. And I call these people then and say, hey, you know that award you just won for being a perfect person? Mm-hmm. Could you please come help me? No.
Yeah.
Not our problem anymore. We won the Citizen of the Year award because we got this person off the streets. Yeah. You made them my problem. And when I call you for help, you turn your back on it and say, no. I got what I wanted the recognition and I got it. You're not a good person. You're somebody pretending to be a good person because you think you did good. Good is fixing the problem, not putting a Band-Aid on it.
Same thing. I had a tenant, was the same thing. This it's weird because it's been a long time since I've had this. but what you're hit right in the hearts, right in the soft and feelies.
Right in the feels.
The friggin' tenant, hadn't paid for a while. And, of course you're asking, you're working with them and things. And then she says, well, but I belong to the, whatever church it was.
Yeah.
And
Latter-day Saints.
hey, that's awesome. Thank you very much. I don't know what that means to me, but thank you. And then, it was probably about 2 weeks after we had this conversation, one of the members of the church called me and said, this person comes to church every week, does all this kind of
steals
stuff
from the collection plate.
Well, just wait. So, and the same with this person, we can vouch for them. I said, I get it, but you're vouching. They're 2 months behind at this point. So all they did was preach how good this person was. I don't even know what denomination it was. They just preach. But and the whole time this person was wrong and did everything wrong, that, broke every rule, broke everything like that. So I said, if this person is that good, then speak on their behalf and pay up their rent. Well, we can't do that. Well, why not? Well, then we're out the money. I'm like, oh my God. Praise the Lord.
Yeah.
What do you think you're
Put
just
your
talking
money where
about?
your mouth is.
And so it was kind of this thing. They painted this picture and they were using religion as kind of I'm a good person.
It's awful. It's awful. Same thing.
It's not good.
My mother's a member of the church. They have same thing, and they may watch it. So I'm not upset with these people for it, because in their defense, these are people who run a soup kitchen and say, Keith, you got to give this person a chance. They're good people. And in their opinion, they go home at night and they say to their family, these people are real. This single mom is really struggling, and we're going to help them, and we're going to feel better at night. Perfect. But there's a reason that person is struggling.
That's right.
It's because they're not good people.
There's a background.
You see the good in them. And I love you for that. I love that you still have the non-cynicism. What's that? The optimistic view of people, the glasses half full. I love that you see that. I love that you want to help them. I was there too. I'm still there in so many cases. But at some point in time, and so here's what it came down to. I'll reverse back to that last story.
Yeah.
Once I started having problem with this former addict who is an addict again, I went to their Citizen of the Year and said, help. And they said, no.
Yeah.
But if you if as a landlord, Keith, if you do anything, you'll be the death of them. And I said, I have a solution. You have a full basement. You want to help these people. You want to earn your Citizen of the Year award. Move them into your basement.
Yeah.
They're fine. Get them into rehab. Put them through detox, whatever you want to do. Move them into your basement. And once you've got them clean again, I'll take them back. But in the meantime, please don't make them my problem. I can't do that. My family would be in jeopardy. My neighborhood wouldn't like it. Mine would, apparently.
Doesn't matter.
Enjoy your medal.
Yeah, you're a piece of trash. If you're a land, you're a piece of trash.
I get that people want to help, and I get that people that do-gooders can do good. And overall, like Ryan's they can say, let's build awareness. Let's help. But the individual cases where they say, I feel good at night because I have solved this person's problem. No, what you did was made them somebody else's problem.
No, that's it. That's the point right there.
That's where I'm going with it.
Yeah, no, that is a very valid point. I think there's stories everywhere, and everyone has stories about those sort of things. But you know what the worst part is? I think, sadly, those people that believe that they're good really do believe that they're good.
They are good, Joe. I'm not saying
they're still
not.
good. They're a portion of them is good.
Our mayor is a good person, regardless if she passes out meals. If her photo's taken, okay, cool.
Oh, absolutely.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You know what I haven't done this year? I haven't done Meals on Wheels. They're good people.
Yeah.
They make the world go round. The people who call me and say, move this homeless person in, they're good people. They're all good people. But they're naive to think that their one act is making a difference in, I've done my good deed for the day. Yes, you have. By passing the buck onto somebody else. Please, like we talked about in a former episode, please get well informed. Follow through with your plan. I'm happy to help people out. Hey, you want to borrow money from me because you're low? No problem. Come borrow money. I'll help you out, Jeff, right? You in a dark place right now? But here's our action plan. Yeah. No, you broke ass bitch. Real estate's bad, I know, but stop asking me to borrow money. Honestly.
Oh my God. That's funny as hell.
Yeah. Who's providing today's whiskey? You drunken bub. No,
was.
Is it
Look
yours
at
or
this.
mine?
Well, this particular one is yours.
No name brands.
No, you're
create
right.
an action plan.
You're right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? All I want to see is an action plan. I want to see somebody, if I'm going to help you, help yourself. And that's it.
Yeah. And I think if you're going to do good without people knowing.
You gotta, yeah. We both like Dave Portnoy, the pizza review guy, and blah blah blah.
I don't know.
He walks
Maybe
into
I'm wrong still.
He walks into a pizza parlor and, oh, you're going out of business. Here's $60,000, and you
Did
can,
it
because
one
I
time,
believe in
yeah.
you. You know what that just got you? 60,000, Mr. Beast.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to donate to
Yeah.
this. No, you're not. You just got 60,000
Yeah.
views. You just gave away, but
In a sense, he
He
did
still helped
good.
somebody.
He still did good. Yeah.
right,
He did
you're
better
raising
than someone
awareness.
else.
Yeah,
He did better. So that goes back to my point of like, I always thought that essentially I was correct in my statement of like, just do good and not tell anybody. But then on the other side, if you do good and tell somebody, and maybe it makes them do good.
right. Do you know what I like to do? And this might come back and haunt me because I've been in the paper for it for some time.
Bill's Pizza.
Bill's Pizza.
You ruined Bill's Pizza.
No, that
put
was
him in his deathbed.
Mance LaKenzie. The
Oh, you're right. Mance LaKenzie.
Jay Darlton's brother. The
They're both rainbow people.
Yeah.
Alphabet people. I don't know what that is.
The thing is we honestly, and here's a perfect example. I'll self-deprecate here. I used to run charitable donations all the time. Hey, why don't you come?
I know your charitable donations.
I know. Come run a fundraiser at my business. So I'll tell you what. You have to pay. You want to raise money for, I don't know.
I can't have this story in a straight face.
I'm going to be honest about it because it was.
You're that person we're talking about.
Yeah, but it was, hey, you want to raise money for, I don't know, breast cancer awareness. And please don't jump on me for this, but no problem. You got to pay $1,000 to rent the local auditorium. You got to pay for security. You got to pay for liquor licenses, blah, blah, blah. It's going to cost you $1,500.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I got a great idea. Because I'm such a good person, I'm going to let you use my facility for the night, my restaurant and bar. Bring 1,000 people in. So they all bring them in, and they sell 50-50 tickets, and they have draws, and they have a concert, and they make 10 grand. And who's the first person in the paper? Me. Keith Barris. What a great person for allowing this to happen tonight. Here's what I missed out on. Nothing. I got 1,000 customers for the night. It didn't cost me anything. It's a Wednesday night, and I'm the hero because I allowed these people to make money. And you know what? I'm not a bad person for letting that happen. And but I certainly capitalized on. Hey,
Well, you helped the situation.
I helped the situation.
If you benefited
saved
somehow,
them.
well,
I benefited from helping others.
yeah,
No different than.
nothing wrong with that.
That's exactly what we were just talking about.
No, you would,
I
I think
benefited
you'd
from
be-
helping others.
You'd be hunted for that for some people.
Well, but here's the thing.
How
Some
dare
people-
you accept?
Honestly, people
you know
could
what I
call
mean?
me out and go, "What do you mean Keith helped out?
Yeah.
He made on a Wednesday night. He made an additional $5,000. Like, did he donate it back? Well, no, I didn't. I still had to pay my staff, and I had supplies and blah blah blah, and I made some
The
money.
ill-informed.
But the ill-informed, like, get to know the whole story. But the point is, when all those situations happen, eventually, I'm like, please don't put me in the paper. I'm not a good person for allowing you to host this here tonight. We both benefited. It worked out both ways, but I didn't need the
Recognition
credit,
for it,
the
yeah.
recognition.
Yeah, I think that's what it's all about. I think that's where this whole episode was about.
Well, we were. How did this start? What was the name of this episode? This was the last episode was ill-informed. This was those who that want to be portrayed as do-gooders.
The do-gooders, yeah, the do-gooders that aren't
right? The hypocrites.
necessarily do-gooders.
They're
Yeah.
not necessarily do-gooders. Don't pretend you're something you're not. Well, that's the end of that. Good episode, Jeff. Right?